This is your Seattle Housing Market Watch. Today is Wednesday, November 13th. Let's jump right into the numbers. Hey there, it's Brennan Klaus, your favorite Seattle area realtor, and we are here with your latest Seattle Market Watch update. It is Wednesday, November 13th, and let's start with the interest rate. So the interest rate is up slightly this week compared to our report last week. We're at 7.01%. That's up just slightly from last week when we saw a dip below 7%, but it is down 0.01% from yesterday. Now, last week, if you remember, the news that the Fed had cut the rate by a quarter of a point was good and welcomed news, but it also has not impacted the interest rate by a great deal, and it probably won't. We probably won't see that happen for the next few weeks, if at all. Now, we are still hoping that the interest rate continues to decrease over the remainder of the year and get below 7%. Hopefully it creeps even lower, but that's something we're not going to be able to know. So we just have to watch the rate and see what happens. Like we talked about last week, inflation is down just over 2%, with the goal of the Fed getting inflation to 2%. And so if it comes down there, we may not see interest rates actually continue to go down at all. Now, the last time we saw the interest rate really drop was back in September when it went down to 6.17, 6.14%. And since then, it has pretty much steadily been climbing back up week over week. So we don't see a big change here. Now, that was for the 30-year fixed rate. For the 15-year fixed rate, it's at 6.37% today. That's down 0.02 from yesterday. So we do see some fluctuation there, but interest rates are still a bit high. Now let's jump into the numbers of what's going on in the actual real estate market in Seattle. So the real estate market in Seattle, this week we saw 8 fewer new listings hit the market. We saw 351 new listings, down from 359 last week. Now, this trend is probably likely to continue through the remainder of the year. We're really getting close to the holidays. Not a lot of people are going to list their homes to sell unless they really have to or really want to. We are seeing some impacts from the election. We have a group of people who are excited to start buying now that the election is over and ready to continue forward. We have a group of people who are really ready to sell now that the election is over and start heading out. It kind of depends on who you are and what result you wanted or how you feel about the election, depending on what you want to do. But now that it has been decided, we do see a little bit of activity in the market, although we're not likely to see a ton of new listings hit the market between now and the end of the year. My prediction will be that probably January 2nd or 3rd week of 2025 is when you'll see the number of new listings start to creep back up. It could take as long as February though, and we do see a lot of buyers start to enter the market in that new year. So especially if the rates come down, we're going to see a lot of buyers come into the market as well. But for now, we look at a declining number of new listings coming onto the market, probably until 2025. As far as pending listings that have gone under contract, this week we saw 15 fewer at 614. That's down from 629 last week. There are still homes going under contract. Our team this week had a buyer go under contract on a condo in Capitol Hill that had been sitting on the market for upwards of 90 days. So there are still buyers out there who are purchasing once the time is right for them and once they find that right home. We negotiated them a great deal on that. So we'll talk a little bit more about that once that deal closes, but these homes still are going under contract. And it's interesting to note that the number of homes going under contract is higher than the number of new listings coming onto the market each week. So we're seeing about double the homes go under contract as we are new listings. And that is because there is a surplus of listings right now. As far as the homes that have closed, that is down 54 this week at 472, down from 526 last week. And so we see homes still closing, but not quite as many as the week prior. Again, this is higher than the number of new listings coming on the market because we are seeing the most listings sit on the market than we have for the past few years. So we are seeing a lot of opportunities for buyers, and that means a lot of competition for sellers. If you are thinking about buying or selling in the next 6 to 12 months, right now is the time for us to connect for your free consultation. There's absolutely no obligation to work with us, but we can at least inform you, educate you, and put a strategy in place for when you are ready. It's really important to be prepared and know what's going to happen throughout the process. So just like other people who have reached out to us from watching our YouTube just like this, we'd love to have you reach out over phone or email and connect with us today so we can start a strategy for you. If you have any other questions about the market, or if you want to know more about what's going on in a specific area, be sure to leave a comment and let us know what you want to see, because we'll make sure to provide it here. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you again next week.